These are results of faith.
My name is Anissa Jaden, and I am a nurse assistant. Since I was a child, I grew up feeling lonely. I never had my mom or my dad. I never knew my parents. I used to go to sleep very sad. All the time I used to be crying at night. There used to be just tears in my pillow each night because of this loneliness. As I would play with my cousins and I would play with my friends, and they will have their father and their mother around, and my friends will have their parents around, I would have a desire and I would have a wish to have my parents around. And seeing that, I would even feel more lonely and more hurt. I had family members there, but they never showed that they cared for me. They didn't really wanted to, they showed me no love, they just did the basic help that was just there, like just to give me food or just there, but they didn't really wanted to give me the love or the care that I was looking for. I was treated like even very bad in my family circle. I was always felt like the one that was step aside. That's when I felt that I wanted to get away from my family, and that's when I started to enter into wrong relationship just to get away from that environment. The relationship didn't really last long because I didn't know how to really be committed, or I didn't know anything about relationship. I just wanted the loneliness to, I wanted to escape. So I wanted to know how to fill that loneliness. But no relationship could have filled that loneliness. Since entering into the wrong relationship, I tried to find help to maybe to help me to stay in the right relationship to make me happy. So I went to seek help in psychics. And seeking help in psychics, they will give me like candles and they will give me things to take a bath. And doing that, it made my life worse. I start having nightmares. I start seeing shadows. I will feel things will start choking me. And then I start to have suicidal thoughts. And I felt like my life was getting even worse. And I start feeling hopeless, like there was no hope for me. And at that moment that I was feeling so heavy and so overwhelmed, I went to a store and I saw the ad for the church on a newspaper, and something was telling me I should take the phone number for the church. And I took the number for the church. So the first change that I noticed when I started coming to church on Fridays was I stopped seeing shadows. I stopped seeing the shadows at night. I was able to sleep well every night. I was able to stop having the nightmares at night. I was able to, the suicidal thoughts, I didn't want to kill myself anymore. I started feeling different, the heaviness, everything started to leave. The pastor explained to me through the service the importance of coming on Sundays and on Wednesdays to seek the Holy Spirit. Because as he explained, when we being delivered and the evil spirit leave, that we had to be filled with the Holy Spirit, because as his word says that when we don't have the Spirit of God, we don't belong to him. And I wanted to belong to God, and I wanted a desire to know more who is God, and I wanted to know that he is the most important person, and if he's the most important and his Spirit is the most important, I want that for myself. So I started to seek him more and more at home. Even I used to do everything, waking up 3 in the morning and doing the extra just to seek him more and more so I could have him. Besides giving up my old life and my old habits and relationship, I decided to make a special offering that nobody told me to, the pastor didn't tell me to give, no one told me to give, but I decided that I wanted to show God, that I wanted to put him first, and I wanted to show God how important he was, that I give up my savings, and I put it on the altar. And when I did that, God came right away and he answered me, and he baptized me, and he gave me his Spirit. The day I received the Holy Spirit, it was transformed. My life I was transformed that day. I was happy. I I feel peace that day. I was crying, but it was a cry that was it was different. I felt it was so hard to explain, but it was different. That day I was like, the presence of God overwhelmed me, because God, He answered me right away. He didn't take long. It didn't take me reaching to the church. It didn't take like a next day, but He came right away with His presence, and I was like overwhelmed with happiness and with joy. God, He guides me. He guides me. He directs me. He's with me all the time. It is the greatest blessing. No relationship, no money, no job. Even though I have all those things now, nothing could compare to His Spirit, because I'm not lonely anymore. I'm not depressed. I'm so blessed. I'm so happy, because God's presence, God's Spirit is everything.